who's going to lead the Niners in receiving yards in 2022?
You ready for this one? I'm going to say this just for you. George Kittle.
Oh my God. I can't. I'm muting you. You're docked 800 points and you're muted for the next 2 minutes. Okay, you make the case. Make the case.
No, I really do think it's going to be George Kittle. I think that with Trey Lance, what's going to be unlocked is the bootleg game of this offense.
Mm-hmm.
And the bootleg game means George Kittle heavy, especially getting the ball to George Kittle out in the flat. I still believe he's that guy after the catch. I think George Kittle has the ability to win out one-on-one outside, also versus linebackers and other stuff. I think there's more diverse things you can do in the pass game, knowing that you can throw the ball a little more down the field. I thought George Kittle was fantastic in the red zone, specifically inside of the end zone last year, which was maybe the biggest improvement he's made because he's not been good or received targets inside the end zone in his career with the 49ers. I think he had a total of like 10 targets inside the end zone before the 2020 season. I forgot the number, but
it went up.
He caught, I think, 4 touchdowns inside the end zone this year. So because of that, 10 targets. I charted it last year and I just misplaced the number. I think it was 10 targets, but
which
in 2021
he came into the season with 7 red zone touchdowns. He came into the season with 7.
Yeah, but I'm talking about actually throwing the ball to George Kittle inside the end zone.
Yeah, like there were only called the end zone.
Yeah. There were only 10 targets, I think, if I remember correctly. I charted the number. It was a low number. It was less than 15. Inside the end zone between his first 4 years in the NFL. Last year, I think he caught 4 touchdowns itself inside the end zone, which is how many I think he had prior to this. So because of that, I think George Kittle is going to look good. Trey Lance, I thought the best throw he's made in his career, other than the low and outside throw to Ayuk on 3rd and 2, was the bullet that George Kittle one-handed versus the Texans that he put over the linebacker into the seam. I thought that was an absolute rocket. I thought that was a great throw. I think George Kittle is going to come on.
Can I say the correct answer now?
George Kittle.
It's going to be Debo, man. And you're a Debo guy. It's going to be Debo. What's cool about
No, I would have said Debo,
be Debo,
but because of the discussion the last 2 weeks, I'm going to say George Kittle.
I think it's going to be Debo. Look, I was looking in Niners history as a player ever led the team in rushing and receiving the same year. Yes, Roger Craig, 1985. That was Jerry Rice's rookie year. Obviously, Jerry Rice led the Niners in rushing every year after that. I mean, receiving. But I think this is a year where Debo gets 90 catches, 100 catches, 1,000 yards, and gets about 130 carries, about 1,000 yards. I think it's going to be Debo. I could be wrong. He could get hurt. I don't know why I'm thinking that Debo's more durable and dependable this year than Kittle. That's kind of arbitrary, but I'm saying Debo's going to do something that no one's done since Roger Craig. Did Christian McCaffrey ever do it?
I think there's –
Did Christian McCaffrey ever do it for his team?
I think so. No, I think DJ Moore might have led them in receiving.
Okay. All right. So I have one more.
I'm not sure, but the Debo answer would be the one. Obviously, I think I would have said 2. I think a lot of people would go Ayuk, but I don't think Ayuk will get that type of target share. I just look at it. I think Debo is going to be the guy for this offense. I think they're going to throw to him. And I think when you talk about unlocking, there's an element of Debo's game too, because this is a freaky athlete that can win down the field. And there's going to be an element of that too that I think is going to be unlocked because they can take shots to him. To me, Debo is better in contested catch situations as opposed to Ayuk. At least this was my feeling when I watched them both coming out of college. I thought Debo was much stronger at the catch point and won more with strength at the catch point as opposed to Ayuk. And I don't know that I've seen enough in the NFL to make me defer from that opinion. I think Debo, I'm picking George Kittle. I'm sorry. I cannot make this case for Debo. I'm George Kittle all the way.
I don't think they're going to preserve like Debo. I think a lot of people are thinking, well, they can't run him like that. They got to preserve him for the long haul. I'm not sure they're thinking that way. I'm sure they're thinking, I'm not sure. I think they might be thinking, we got to get what we can get from Debo now. We don't know what Debo's going to be like in 2 years. Yeah. So that might be 100 carries, 100 targets. It should be 150 targets, 150 carries.
Kick return touchdown.
Huh? Yeah, please. Don't be shocked.